I've taken a position very, very strong on First Amendment rights and tax rights. Don't tax the internet, don't interfere with it, which is a risky position because some people like to regulate the internet so none of the bad stuff gets out there. But I've taken a very pure civil libertarian point of view of not getting involved in the internet. And young people like freedom. The income tax is a vicious form of taxation. It's based on the assumption that the government owns you, your life, and all your income, and the government permits you to own a certain percent. So the principle is so bad. It's the way they collect it that's unconstitutional. They force you to keep the records. That's involuntary servitude. And then you're guilty until you prove yourself innocent. It's so un-American. So just think, we lived a long time without an income tax, and we've developed the problems of big government, loss of liberties, and more war once we got the income tax. I would just come home as quickly as you could, whether it's 6 months or a year, but you do it deliberately. You send out a message and say, we've had it. This is it. All the conditions that the authority was given to the president are gone. There are no weapons of mass destruction, and there's no regime to enforce UN resolutions, and therefore the authority doesn't really exist. And so we would come home. We live in the age of inflation, and we're going to have trouble meeting the obligations domestically because the cost of living is going up so rapidly for retired people, for people on fixed income.
Absolutely.
And that's where the trouble is coming. No matter how fast we raise the benefits, and the government fudges the figures, they claim the cost of living is going up 2.6%. If you use the old CPI, it's going up 10%. So that's the discrepancy. So people in retirement can't keep up with this, and as long as we have the foreign policy we have, we're going to face a major financial crisis. It would be an attitude that was expressed very clearly in the year 2000 when the current president advocated a humble foreign policy, no nation building, no policing the world. That sounded pretty good to me, but I would follow through with that. I would have that type of foreign policy that we won with in the year 2000.